Blending the legacy of his father, Mr. C. Valliappa, with the future forward thinking, he continues to bridge tradition with innovation, building institutions that matter and businesses that empire. We now invite Mr. Choppa Valliappa to share his thoughts.
Very good evening to you all. It's a great feel. First of all, I want to personally welcome all of you before I start. Well, Mr. Father, Valliappa, my dear friend Basketball, Mr. Raghuveer, Srinivasan, Meghalamurthy, and Mr. Narayan, friend, guests, friends, and friends like family. I think it's really great honor for all of us to celebrate the legacy of Father, the book, and the journey of Father in many ways along the Sona Group has evolved as a journey of India in many ways for the last 100 years. So if you take the last 100 years, from the 1920s where we started to today, I think we started as a textile. When my grandfather was a journalist and he was President Gandhi, and some of you may know that he himself was Gandhi's popular shirt for the last time. And from there, so he wanted to be a textile entrepreneur and raised an IPO in the 1920s and went on to be the world's largest textile operator. But in the 1950s, he realized India was developing in a faster way and needed technical manpower. So that's when the Jagrada Polytechnic was established in the late 60s. And
70s, we were the first technical educational institution to actually get women involved in 1976. And in 1980s, Father succeeded in building Sona Towers, and through which Texas Instruments came and established IT in India. In the 1990s, when India was going through the Y2K, again, the Sona Group evolved and started Sona College of Technology because we needed engineering talent. And in 2000, we said that, okay, we're producing engineering talent. What is it that we can do? And developed V Technologies to actually use the manpower. And more recently, we realized that a lot of arts and science was getting more predominant, and that's how Father started Sona College of Arts and Science. And over the years, so we also recently celebrated Father's witnessing 1,000 moons, which is the Sadabhishekam. And in the Sadabhishekam, a lot of people have seen 1,000 full moons, but there's probably only one person who's decided to send his representation to the moon when India's Chandrayaan landed on the moon. It was the Sona Speed. It's a Sona Speed stepper motor, which was fueling the hydrogen, oxygen, cryogenic engine. That fuel actuator was built by Sona and landed on the moon. So it was a fulfilling for us. And over the years, I've seen Father through my lifetime closely. And a couple of things that I just thought while I welcome you, I will also share with you is the fact that he's always notices who's good at what, and he starts playing around that. So that's resulted in me spending all my vacation holidays in Salem as a student. And but my only condition was that I have to go spend a day, 3/4 of the day in Tyagaraja Polytechnic in the different laboratories. So I didn't realize it was a passion for me to learn hands-on engineering. So I spent each year in civil, electrical, mechanical, things like that. But many years later, like 5 years ago, I was sitting in a conference like this in a chair, and suddenly somebody spilled coffee over my shoe, and we started talking. And it was a construction engineering company. And long story short, we have a business today in MEP as a result of that. So so some of these things you don't realize. And he was a student leader in his college, and he would subtly keep saying, like, when I was in college, you should get into try getting into the students union, develop your leadership skills and stuff like that. So welcome, Tiago. Yeah. And then that enabled me to become the students union leader in Christ College. And there again, he told me, he said Christ College had the record of having a strike every year, and till that time. And he told me, we run educational institutions. I don't want you to strike with the college. And actually, luckily, that was the first year we didn't have a strike. And that was a turning point for Christ College today, in a way. So, yeah. And another thing I also learned about it at a young age was his values, So in Bangalore, we didn't have a discotheque in those days. And DJ Ivan, as some of you may know, we grew up. And so he said, you should put up a discotheque. It's a great business idea. So I went to him with that idea. And he said, it's taken me 25 years to earn my name as Industrialist Valliappa. I don't want to change it overnight to Disco Valliappa. And so, and things like that. And I've also learned a lot through his failures. So watching Sona Chemicals, for example, and which is actually developed by Professor Kumar, his wife, and his very close friend is here, and the son and daughter-in-law. And so that's how it started. And for some pricing commercial reasons and stuff like that, Sona Chemicals became a failure. But I think in that thing, one of the greatest learnings he took away from that is Professor Kumar, his lifelong close friend, advisor, philosopher, and guide, was his association. And then Professor Kumar turned out to be his mentor over the years. And we're very happy that the entire family is here. And at this time, I'd like to dedicate, Professor Kumar came from a very humble background. And I think his wife and others are here. And he got a scholarship to go to Delhi and later to IISc Bangalore, but he didn't have the money to go. So his neighbor helped him to study here. So in his honor, we have pleasure in. I'm getting a little emotional. In creating a scholarship of 1 crore in his name. A lot of people have, when you build a building like a mobile phone today, there's a lot of things people don't realize. Today, the mobile phone is the biggest camera in the world. But people, when they started, they didn't realize that. So how you use that? So that's how father's approach to building buildings always evolves. So the building always should evolve, is what he says. And true to that, Sona Towers has been a single biggest turning point for Indian construction industry. It launched the satellite on the rooftop that became the feather in its cap. And I think I was talking to Nipur Basu from NDTV a little while ago. And then, so she was talking about how the interview she's done with Texas. So that launched that. And that could happen because father had the wind map of Bangalore, which no other building had. Things like that. And then also we have Mr. Bhaskar Bhatt here. Titan, in a way, was the epitome of consumer experiences in India. If the consumer revolution started, it started with Titan watches. And Titan showcased that. Again, in the deal with Titan, when the pricing was negotiated, so Titan said, "We're a startup company, we can't afford." And then father said, "You're a Tata company. What do you mean you can't afford?" They said, "Because we think like that, we can't afford it." And that's why we are Tatas. So then, for the first time in India, we linked the rent to dividend. They said, when you declare the dividend, you pay a higher rent. And actually, to Tata's credit, without us knowing, the rent went up because you declare a dividend. So, and another thing which also happened around the same 80s is all the transformation in telecom. Because I still remember the time when we were in Brunton Road in a house there, and where my mother and me, had to go hide ourselves in a room because we had to apply for a telephone. And father had to say he was staying alone and he had to communicate with his family, and the telephone had to come. And that was the time. So, but in 1984, CDOT established, and Sam Pitroda was here to do that. And so I've seen this evolution of how buildings can get evolved over time. And also around the 90s, late 90s, we had a trouble in textiles, and we were going through a bad roller coaster ride. And that's when father kept pushing me and urging me. He said, "You go out of textiles, start something new, start something new." And that's how V Technologies happened. And today we are proud that V Technologies touches 8 of the top 10 American hospitals as our clients. And we've also touched 1 in 5 Indians today through our e-governance process, where it be Aadhaar or any bank e-governance process. And father is always, it was funny that in Salem we had this event. I'm going to end in a minute. In Salem we had a similar event, and one of the students called him the youngest old man. And one of the things he's passionate about, at the age of 75, he said, "My passion is to do construction, and I want to do construction." And his dream is to do 1,000 homes. And I think this year he will achieve it. And because the speed and the velocity, it needs to improve. So he's going to now, his task is to build 1 home a day for the rest of the year. And he's also a 15-minute manager. So he manages coffee plantations from 7 to 7:15 every morning, exactly in 15 minutes. 7 o'clock, one phone will come, 7:07, second phone will come, and he manages the entire coffee plantation. And it's top 1% of the coffee plantations today. And it's been one of the things has been his adaptability and things like that. So I think his future dreams are to see Sona become a university. So in the near future, I think this year it should happen. And I thank everyone for welcome everyone for being here today. I'm sure we have a great event coming, and so friends like family here. So thanks a lot for being here. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Now it's time to honor our guests. Kindly accept our token of love. We wish to honor them with garlands and turbans. So we welcome Tyagu, sir. Sir, please honor them, sir. Mr. Bhaskar Bhatt, former MD, a Titan Company. Mr. Raghuvir Srinivasan, the editor, The Hindu Business Line. Okay. We request Madam Vice Chairman to honor Ms. Meghla Murthy ma'am. Thank you, sir. To Ms. Meghla Murthy. Next, we wish to honor the author of the book, Ms. Chitra Narayanan. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Meghla Murthy is an associate publisher at Bloomsbury, India, where she commissions across a wide spectrum of genres, including business, self-help, politics, lifestyle, narrative non-fiction, and commercial fiction. She plays a key role in shaping the publisher's vibrant and diverse list in India. Bloomsbury, the renowned UK-based publishing house where Miss Meghla works, rose to international acclaim as the original publisher of J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series, a literary phenomenon that captivated readers worldwide. At Bloomsbury, India, Miss Meghla brings the same commitment to discovering thrilling voices and championing powerful storytelling that has defined the house legacy. May I request Ms. Meghla Murthy to share her insights? Please, ma'am.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for coming here today. We're very excited at Bloomsbury, India, to be publishing the Sona Story. When Chitra came to us with this idea, we were thrilled and excited to be telling the story of this wonderful man. We knew the achievements that he had sort of reached time and again in various aspects in business. But I think what the book has done is sort of give us insight into him as a man. Mr. Valliappa truly is somebody unique in that sense. Most business biographies tend to just focus on the business achievements of the person they're highlighting. But what Chitra was able to do with the interviews with family, with friends, and Mr. Valliappa is give a really well rounded idea of who he is as a person, somebody who has taken every step that has come his way in stride, somebody who is very deeply connected to his roots and to his past. And I think that is where his success really stems from. The fact that he has a very clear idea of where he comes from and where he wants to go, and that's something that he's been able to pass on, not just to his sons who've taken over the business, but also to anybody who seems to work for him. Anybody, everybody whom I've met this evening has just wonderful things to say about him, and that's been my experience of meeting with Mr. Valliappa as well. Um, and I think what's exciting about the Sona story for me as a publisher is that it's been able to blend biography, business, inspiration, and history through the story of this one person, and it becomes so much bigger than the person. Um, and it becomes the story of a community of India and the changes that he has been able to bring about in the IT industry in India, uh, with setting up of the Sona Towers and ensuring that Bangalore becomes the IT hub for the country. So, as on behalf of the publishers, we just like to say thank you once again for coming here this evening, and we hope you enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we arrive at the heart of this evening, the official launch of the Sona Story, the textile of tech journey of Chettiar Industrialist C. Valliappa. This book is more than a biography. It is a tribute to resilience, innovation, and legacy. It captures a journey that began in the world of textiles and seamlessly transitioned into the realm of education and technology, inspiring generations along the way. To unveil this extraordinary story, may I now invite to the stage the dignitaries and the family whose journey this is. Madam Chairman, Mrs. Sita Valliappa, and Madam Vice Chairman, Mrs. Visalakshi Choko, the pillars of strength, grace, and wisdom behind the Sona's story, enduring values and vision. Mr. Choko Valliappa, the Vice Chairman, Sona Institutions, carrying forward the legacy through innovation, leadership, and global thinking. Mr. Thiago Valliappa, the Vice Chairman, Sona Institutions, a driving force in scaling new heights across technology and education, grounded in the legacy of service and excellence. We now request them to kindly come forward for the official release of the book, The Sona Story. Thank you, dignitaries. After the formal unveiling of the Sona story, we now turn our attention to a truly exciting and thought provoking discussion. The journey from the cotton to code is a story of reinvention, adaptability, and transformation. It speaks to the very core of entrepreneurship, the ability to pivot, to innovate, and to keep evolving in the face of changing times. To moderate this conversation, we are fortunate to have with us a man who has chronicled India's business evolution for over 3 decades, Mr. Raghuveer Srinivasan, the editor of the Hindu Business Line. Mr. Srinivasan's deep insights into the world of business, his sharp analytical mind, and his ability to ask the right questions have earned him the respect of leaders and thinkers across the country. Today, he will lead a conversation with our guest of honor, Mr. C. Valliappa, and the visionary behind the story we celebrate tonight. Please join us in welcoming Mr. Raghuveer Srinivasan as he moderates the discussion from cotton to code, the art of business reinvention.
Yes. Good evening, and thank you all so much. My special thanks to Mr. Choco and Mr. Tyagu for giving me this opportunity. It's an honor to be here this evening to engage in a conversation with Mr. Valliappa. Uh, I come from a town which is well known for its Chettiar business, Chennai, and I spent all my life there. The Murugappas are legendary, we know about them. But I have to confess that when I read this book, I realized how little I know about the Chettiar business culture, and that there is a gem called Mr. Valliappa in this plan was largely unknown and undiscovered until this book came out for someone like me who's been following business for the last 3 decades. So that should tell you how much this book was a necessity and a book that has come at the right time and which celebrates Mr. Valliappa and also speaks about his growth, about the way he went about his business, about the way he pivoted from one business to another, and about how he's guided his two sons into their own businesses. This is inspirational when I read it, and the most striking feature to me was in today's world when business, sorry to say this, but business has lost a lot of its ethical values in this country, not just in this country, worldwide. To see Mr. Valliappa espousing that Vyaparam and Dharmam should be together, business and Dharma, charity should be together. That struck a chord in me. It speaks so much about not just Mr. Valliappa and his family, but about the entire Chettiar clan itself, which is known for this very low profile, like most South Indian businessmen, and which has contributed to the backbone of this country in a big way, but always likes to stay in the background, not to take the profile, high profile. We've seen books written about several North Indian businessmen, about well-known businessmen, people who sponsor their own books and that kind of stuff. But the Chettiar clan, I don't think there are too many books which chronicles the growth of the community and specific businessmen. So this book is a valuable collection, not just for business observers, but also for academicians, for public libraries, because it chronicles a clan and a growth of a family tree over the last 60, 70 years. That's the reason why when Chitra asked me if I could moderate this discussion this evening, I immediately lapped it up and I said, yes, I will, because it's an honor and it's an opportunity. And, to engage with Mr. Valliappa, it's a rare pleasure. Thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity. So, let me start by asking you, the theme of this evening is cotton to code, the art of business reinvention. You have always moved from one business to another and spotted the opportunity. How did you manage that art of spotting opportunities when one business was in its end phase and you saw, okay, there's another sunrise business waiting, whether it was in the Sona Towers, setting it up and making it a place where a multinational can come into the country and set up its business from day one, or pivoting into technology and now real estate. Would you want to say a little bit about that, sir?
Good evening. Thank you, Raghu, for being here. See, my father always used to say, whatever you do, be the best. We should do the best thing. So I came to Bangalore 1967. So then we started the textile mill. And that road from Bangalore to Ramanagaram, there was no other industry. Only this was the first industry to come in. Even today, anybody says Valliappa means Valliappa Textiles. So then when the when the trouble started, so we closed down the textile mill because of the labor problem. And I also used to say I tolerated the inefficient workers, but to sympathize. I gave them a longer period of apprenticeship. So they formed a communist union and then they spoiled. So I always used to say the rotten apple should be thrown immediately. So that was a big issue. Uh, to say a few words about five people were killed in the firing, police firing, and it came in all India press. So that then there was no other go. We closed the mill. Then the debt was so much, so we could have sold the mill and then we should have gone. But that place is called Valliappa Nagar in the entrance of Ramanagaram district. So I thought we should not sell the land. We should sell the other things. We sold many things, and then we kept the textile building and land. And today we are happy that, as you say, that we shifted to the logistics. So that today we are getting a better profit than running a textile mill. So my friends from Textile also here. So every month I get a proper rent. There is no problem with the two people I am managing. Like that. Then again, the Sona Towers, we did the best building. That is why Titan came and Texas came, ABB came. So it was a building. And as Choku was mentioning, at that time, Mangaram building was collapsed in Bangalore. Even the owner's son was passed away. Then the entire building activity in the city was closed for some time. Then they came and inspected Sona Towers. Then it was a sample building they should follow. Like that, we started then. So Texas came, ABB came, like that. And Texas, when they came, I was having all. Today, you can get any details from your telephone. Those days, they were not available. The wind, the velocity, so many other things we were able to give them because we were designing my father is always a very hard taskmaster. He built that building SVT at 66 with 120 feet span without a pillar, about 70,000 square feet. When I said that I want to go for a expansion, Sona Synthetics, he said, you better my 120. Then I went to Indian of Science and then took a space frame for 150 feet. So I had all the details. Then all the companies came. Then we started Sona Towers, and all the companies left Sona Towers, including Titan, because they wanted a bigger area, bigger area. I can't increase in the city. So then when Texas left, then I said, why are you, what are you going to do? All these things I will take over. Then we took over all their facilities, and it was, it's a big story. The power was so problem. Then we had two connections, one from Raj Bhavan and one from stations, like that. When we started plug and play, that was the first thing we did. All the things we kept, including all the facilities. Today it is very popular. Those days we were the first to do it. So like that, and again, copper sulfate. Professor's family is here, so we did uh, copper sulfate from ore. Copper sulfate from ore. So all generally they do it from the scrap, but we did from the ore. It's a special process. And then because of the government policy, they were increasing the price like anything. The Chitaldurga uh, copper company, we couldn't do it. Then we closed it. Then father said immediately close it. And another thing, it was a small scale industry, so I was not able to concentrate that much. So then we closed it. We went for other businesses. So like that, we have been changing the business. And then if it is not profitable, we change it. And again, here I tell about my coffee plantation. Chokku said, my advisor, the retired director of coffee board is here. And he used to give the directions for 3 months. We meticulously follow that. And then today I'm happy. Yeah, Chokku said 1% of the coffee area. It is wrong. We are the one in the three best estate in Coorg. And if you want to see any good orange field, you have to come to our estate. Once the judge, High Court judge from Kerala wants to see orange plants in Mandarin, Coorg Mandarin plants. So they refer to us, he came and saw. So like that, we try to follow my father's advice, be the best.
Very interesting, sir. I would like to know from you, when Valliappa Textiles went into trouble and there was all the industrial unrest and the police action and all that, it must have been a very troubling time for you. How did you manage the situation then and, grow into other things?
We have to face it. When 5 people died, I was at Salem. Then my priest said, "Sir, go to temple and then have a bath in Kaveri." So I went to Kaveri and then took a bath. So, so my sons also cooperated. We didn't go to BAFR. We sold many things, many of our properties. And then it's in the book also. Once we were discussing with the IDBI, or I think ICICI, the chairman came into that room. They asked what is happening. Then we explained our difficulties. Then he said, "This is the man. He wants to do it. Please do it. Give maximum concession."
Kamath, right?
Huh?
Mr. KV Kamath.
I think so, correct. And today, always my principles are also there. Be a good repayment. The loan repayment should be. Otherwise, it's very difficult to get loan today. And since we paid all the debts so promptly, and we went for another loan for about 50 crores for some urgent property buying. Then two banks, nationalized banks came, and then you should take from me, you should take from me, both general managers. So then I took one bank, and they gave me the DD without signing the pro note, without signing any document. So that is the thing I always used to say, you keep your, bank should always appreciate your efforts. So I don't think anybody can get a loan today without signing a document.
Very true. Very true. So, the area around the textile plant, Valliappa Nagar, you set it up, you helped it grow. It was a desolate place. and you gave jobs to the locals there. Several of them you trained them in the textile business, and these are the people who revolted against you at one point.
Yes.
And it would have been very easy for any normal businessman to say, okay, I'm closing this, I'm going back to my town. I don't want to do business here. But you thought of Bangalore and Karnataka as your karma bhumi,
Yes.
right? And, as opposed to your Janma bhumi being, Tamil Nadu and Madurai and Karaikudi and Chettinad area. Now, you also changed your name to meld with the culture here from Valliappan to Valliappa,
Correct.
right? And you became very fluent in speaking Kannada. You in many ways, you epitomized how business should be done by melding into the local culture without standing out like a sore thumb and without allowing others to take advantage of your origin from a different place. Now, do you have advice for people today who say that I should not learn more than one language, I should learn only my mother tongue, and I should study only in my mother tongue? And how will you grow and emigrate to other places, because India is a big country, you can't stay in one place.
See, as I said, I came in 67. Unfortunately, I was able to move with most of the bureaucrats and the senior politicians because they used to go to Mysore. They used to have a first halt in my place. And then I used to tell you example, the earlier Chief Minister S.R. Bommai is a very close friend of mine. And when we wanted to start the college at Salem, we went to his house. And then he asked me, what is the thing? Then after he was seeing the TV, he signed the paper. All my people were surprised to get that type of sanction. So I know most of the politicians here, and I'm happy that many of my colleagues from the chamber, I was the president of Federation of Karnataka Chamber of Commerce and Industry, started by Sir M. Visvesvaraya. I'm happy the president and all the past presidents are here. And when they wanted a industry representative to come to the chamber, they called me, and then we contested a big election. So we won. After that time, many of the industrialists are here as president of chamber. So that was a turning point. So nobody, and you will be surprised, in my textile mills, for a long time there was no board in English. Only in Kannada I have wrote. There was no English board. And even today, the Sona Towers, after 50 years or so, there is no name board. The opposite fellow used to advertise in Miller Road, opposite to Sona Towers, where there is no board. So that way, that nobody has treated me as outsider, and we did so much for the industry. I think my friends will agree that. And to your surprise, they came to Ulanguruchi in my Chettinad, Jai Kumar, and all those people came. So that was no time anybody felt that I'm outsider. Am I correct, Bala?
I would like to now talk to you about your precept on Vyaparam and Dharmam, that both should go together.
Yes.
You dwelt extensively in the book on that. There's a chapter on that Chitra has written, and your experiences with that. Now, in today's world, given your rich experience of 50, 60 years, how feasible or how practical is it to be dharmic and at the same time make sure your business is run well? Is it, are they two sides of the same coin, or are they, one not incompatible with the other? How would you say it?
See, this one, in Chettiars, we call it as a Mahamai. Any profit, they have to give a certain percentage as Mahamai. So they won't tell any lie for the profit. So that much of Mahamai will go to the temple or some charitable purpose. This right from maybe in Burma, maybe in Singapore or Malaysia. So that's why all the temples in South India, you can see that everything is renovated by Chettiars. And there are so many colleges. the Trinamool University, Valliappa University, and Tyagarajar College. But for these three colleges, South India, there would not have been uh, progress so much. So that Valliappa Chettiar is, many may not know, he is such a type of charitable mind, and almost he lost everything by donating. And my grandfather went to him to see how he is because he was suffering from many illness. So he gave 10 lakhs, 10,000 in a cover without telling him. And then after some time on school, people went there. They wanted some money. He said, "You are coming now. Where is the money? How can I give?" He said, "There is a cover here. Okay, take it." So he gave that also. Today, the big Anna University is there. It is in the building which constructed by Alabashtia. So like that, this dharmam is always in Chettiar's blood, I can say. And any village you go, there is a big temple maintained by Chettiars. And even today, the government of Tamil Nadu has given me the responsibility of 3 temples at Salem, big temple. I'm the chairman of the trust. So we do a lot of things. So, and another thing, today, if you go by the rule book, it's not possible. We have to do something else also. That's why அது என்ன சொல்றதுன்னா அந்த ஒரு இதுக்கு ஒரு பரிகாரமா they give the thermum also.
No, my question also was, sir, in today's world, in today's business world, is it possible to hold on to your values and ethics while doing business and making it profitable also? How difficult it is? I know sitting to your right is a gentleman who's from a group which is known for its ethics, but I still have to ask you this question.
But with the due respect, my Tata man, see that suppose if you are not able to do it, you ask the lawyer to, you give a lawyer fees and then he pays the other things. I write it in the legal fee. So I am writing correct account. The legal man spends what am I to do? So that's it. Hmm.
Uh, uh, I'll ask you one more question before I go on to Mr.
Okay.
Bhaskar, but I'll come back to you again.
Okay.
This is on a sensitive issue. Women in Chettiar business.
Yes.
You know, we recently saw an instance in the Murugappa group
Yes.
where one of the scions, a lady, wanted to become a part of the management, and the existing male-dominated management refused to. Seen as a retrograde, step. But how do you see it as someone from the Chettiar clan?
See, actually, the Chettiars were busy in doing business in Burma, Malaysia, like that, all other countries, and no ladies accompanied them. So that was a gap for about 200 years. So now the Indians, all the business are happening in India, and many are started taking interest in the business. And then in Bangalore alone, there are more than 300 Chettiar girls working in engineering, I mean software industries. And in my own case, more than me, maximum checks is being signed by my wife Sita, and she's doing for and she's doing it for last 30-40 years. So like that, they are also involved. And another thing, they may not be involved directly, but without their approval, nothing can happen.
They are the unseen power like God,
Yes.
right? Very interesting. I also like the way you explained this without getting into any sensitive issues. Mr. Bhaskar, but if I can ask you a question, this is on Titan. You know, you were a client, you were a tenant in Sona Towers. But I want to talk to you about your business. This is the business of reinvention is the title today evening. So Titan has reinvented itself very well from the time it started off as a watch company, going into jewelry, and today 80% of your turnover comes from jewelry, and only 20% is watches. Along the way, you went into a lot of trouble in Europe. Your European businesses got into trouble, and even jewelry, when you started off, it didn't click as much as you expected. Now, how difficult was the move from? You were part of the thick of the action in that period. Was though Mr. Xerxes Desai was running the show, I think you were part of the team that drove the change. So, how difficult was it to change Titan from a watchmaker to a jewelry maker?
Hi, thank you. Thank you for your question. Um, First, a disclaimer before I answer that question, because I just discovered a few things, and Mr. Valliappa, this is your celebration about you. And I just wanted to quote two things which I really admire, and that is related to the answer. Don't worry, I won't digress too much. In the sense, the 71 Miller Road, I won't call it Sona Tower because you didn't put Sona in front of it. So 71 Miller Road is where Titan started. Okay. Before that, we didn't have a home. We were down the road. TCE had an office in Pragati. The first building was called Pragati. The reason why I state this is the choice of Sona Towers was a very, very specific choice, Mr. Valliappa. I was just another sales guy at that time. You know that. But the company's desire was to live design, aesthetics, world class in everything it did, which means starting from the factory that was set up in Hosur to the the watch designs, to the advertising, to the design of the showrooms, including the office that we wanted. The idea was that if you don't live the brand and the kind of vision that Xerxes Desai had painted for the company, then the people will not understand what good design is. So the first choice of Sona Towers for Titan was because you were a world class building. And, and within that, we tried to set up a world class office, which was not about tech. It was about aesthetics. It was about comfort and so on and so forth. So I do believe from the story that Choco writes about in his in this introduction, which is your giving 1 rupee to that person who was walking, which led to your own family being fed by somebody else who drove by. I'm just now, I'm just extending a logic way beyond any, because you are not about logic, you are about emotion and business and like he said, Vyaparam and Dharma. I believe Titan was fortunate to have started in Sona Towers. Honestly, till we were there between 86 and 92 that we moved out, our brand, our business just soared. I think your gracious acceptance of rent and dividend will be paid, made Titan what it is today. And why I now go back to the name Sona is only after we moved out of Sona Towers, we started the jewelry business. So Sona means gold in and if there was any failure that happened to Titan, it was after we moved out of Sona. After we moved out of Sona Towers. I mean, therefore, the many failures that happened, including the early failure of jewelry, the extraordinary problems in Europe, and so on and so forth. That period between 92 And 2002, when I became the MD of the company, we went for aggressive investment. And I must say that same world class thinking and iconoclastic behavior, which means we will take India to the world. Today, that is what people are thinking of. But it was too early an idea. And leave aside the problems the reasons why we failed. What made us come out, honestly, is only one quality of the company, which is, I think we had people who we stuck by and the people stuck by the company. Let me give you a slightly longer story. And now I am the reverse of you, Mr. Valliappa. I am a Kannadiga working for a company which has its registered office in Tamil Nadu and sorry, owned 28% by the Tamil Nadu government. Tatas are only 25%. The 28% ownership is Tamil Nadu Industrial Development Corporation. I studied in Chennai, my college. My wife is from Chennai. Therefore, I've become a son-in-law of the state in a way. So, the work we did in Hosur, which is recruiting people from the villages in and around Hosur. So you were asking about the values of the group and so on. We got those benefits because at that time Dharmapuri district in Hosur, was offered to us by Sipcot and Titco because we would get some benefits, backward area benefits. Those days there were backward area benefits. The group and the companies and Xerxes, they said, I will tell you, I didn't own any of those decisions. I was part of the beneficiary of that decision, which is the leadership at that time decided that although we get these benefits, and even though HMT, my friend is here, HMT had all the talent, we chose not to. Today's business, you were asking him about today's business versus today's business, to hit the ground running. That is the way you recruit people. If you want to start an airline, all you have to do is to go to Indigo, Air India, Akasa, and recruit, and you can start, Whereas at that time, we recruited from the schools in and around Hosur, thousands of youngsters, 18-year-olds. They're still in the company. They're still in the company. We trained them. And some of them, you won't believe me, Mr. Valliappa, they came from homes where there were no toilets in home, So it was a new world for them. So I think just the fact that we stood by the people and the people stood by us during difficult times. But at the same time, I think some good fortune smiled on us at one time. I think the people stood by. There was courage, but never gave up on innovation. So we bit the bullet on Europe. We had 182 crore hole in our balance sheet when we were making 25 crore profit. That's the company I inherited in 2002. But no credit to me. In 2002, the government decided Uttarakhand, we had a plant. And N.D. Tiwari was the chief minister. Uttar Pradesh was divided into Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh. And we happened to be in Dehradun. And overnight, excise duty benefits began to flow into that plant. So that 182 crores, we were getting benefits of 25 to 35 crores every year. Within 5 years, we were able to write off the 100. The only thing the company took the courage to say, we'll close down Europe. Thankfully, we didn't close down jewelry. In jewelry, the belief was that our model, which is creating a brand, because one thing we saw in the future was women of the future will not be simply stuck to the place that they were born in, their family jeweler. And I will state those jewelers, whether it's Mehra Sons in the north or GRT in the south or Krishnaya Chetty here, all great jewelers, but they'll born in Bangalore, born in Patna, studied in Patna, but college in Delhi, thereafter worked in Infosys Bangalore, husband in Bombay. The idea of your local jeweler vanishes. Okay. So we felt that the woman of the future is going to be mobile, as in, therefore, if we can create a national brand where it doesn't matter whether you're in Bangalore or in Patna or in Gorakhpur or Guwahati, that same brand is serving you. You don't have to go back to your family jeweler. So this fundamental idea stayed with us. So we said we can turn the business around, because this is going to be a future where, of course, all the other values, which is giving pure gold and not cheating on the 22 carat, etc., all that helped. So the difficult times, to be honest, the combination of good fortune, tenacity, and good people. Yes, I can give you the details of how it we went through it, but at the base, it was this great landlord. I mean, I'm telling you, because we started in Sona Towers and you were gracious enough to accept that deal, I think the universe paid back in multiples, like they gave lunch to your family.
Just to add to Bhaskar, when they vacated, their chairman and MD asked my room, can we have it, that room in that floor for some more years? But we were giving to Cisco. Then they said we can't allow anybody else in our floor. Otherwise, still you may have that room in our office.
Correct.
Thank you.
Correct.
Thank you, Mr. Bhatt, for that. You wanted to say something?
No, I was no. You were. Then we could have changed your name to Cisco Valliappa, not Disco Valliappa. No?
Brilliant. Thank you for that answer, Mr. Bhatt. Sir, coming back to you, uh, when you look at businesses, business clans in India, families in India, uh, often you see succession battles when one generation to another generation. But if I look at Chettiar businesses, the successful ones, there has never been a succession battle. It's been always smooth. Whether you take the Murugappa group, there might be surely tensions, but it's handled very well within the family. And the elder in the family takes the lead and settles these issues. And it's very harmonious. What is the secret of this? Uh,
No, there are problems in Chettiars also, but nowadays almost all the boys are working in US or other places, so there is nobody to take care of the local. So, because here again, Chettiars, they take the elders' advice, and then the partition happens in that way. So, if there is any dispute, they call their Pangalis or their relations, and then they discuss and then finally solves.
Can I just add to? I just want to give credit to Mr. Valliappa. This is the fourth, and Tiagu and Choco, fourth after your great grandfather, right? From what I read, what you write, you and Tiago have written, I think one quality, and I heard you today, and I'm just talking off the pad, okay? Pace bowlers bowling, I'm just, tracing it. I think you respect the past and history and elders in as much as you encourage innovation. The balance, that is the sons, adoring you, and you probably adoring your father and grandfather. At the same time, not challenging the sons of moving forward with new tech. or encouraging them to go forward. I mean, that balance, at least here, I've seen where it's near perfect, according to me, that disputes won't arise. Of course, there are many stories of other family.
Problem. So they are because I face a lot of problem in my brother. So they are more careful in that they are doing.
Thank you. Uh, while staying with the same Chettiar story, I was on Karaikudi a couple of years ago, and I read Chitra has chronicled your history beautifully in the of the Chettiar clan in the book. How you started somewhere in the Andhra Tamil Nadu border, and from there moved to Kanchipuram during the Pallava reign, and then from there to Kaveri Pumpattinam, and then finally settled in the Sivaganga district.
Yes.
Today, when you go to Chetty, the Sivaganga area, you see a lot of beautiful mansions, completely lying desolate, not being maintained well. And when I asked around why is it like this, the answer given was people have all, as you rightly said, they have gone to the US and UK and other places, and families are kind of split, and they're pursuing various vocations elsewhere. Whereas you have renovated your 100-year-old house, and I saw beautiful pictures in the book of the house. Now, what is you are an elder in the Chettiar clan now? What are people like you doing to ensure that the community's heritage is respected and preserved in Chettinad region, and that youngsters come there at least once a year to the houses, maintain those houses? Is it possible to do that at all?
They can come, but they can't maintain. Having come from US for about 10 days, they can't do it. But the problem is each house have more than 10 partners or 20 partners. Few are good, few are not able to pay the money. So the person who can afford to do it, they should do it. In our house also, we did the major thing. We didn't wait for others to participate. So in that way, whoever is able to do it, whoever is able to afford to do it, they should repair and then keep the house. And another thing, as I said earlier, also everybody is outside India, so they take less interest. But nowadays, few people have taken care of the houses like us. And here also we have our architect Vikram is also here who did a good job. Thank you, Vikram. Vikram, can you stand up? Yes. So, and another thing, it's very, very difficult to get people, the artisans, to maintain. And then I can say that in the house, the Gandhi having a cap and then shirt painted in the house is only in our house at Pulamguruchi. So, and another thing to recover those paintings and other things, and then chandeliers, it's a very costly affair. So that's why people hesitate.
So, from Chettinad, I'll now move to Bangalore, your Karma Bhumi. You've been watching Bangalore's transformation and development over the last 4 decades,
Yes.
right?
More than that.
More than that. How does it feel now? Would you like to go back to the peaceful pensioners' paradise that Bangalore once was, or do you like the Bangalore of today?
Midway. When we came in, the houses, there were no fans. So we came under installed. And then the traffic was much less. Even my wife used to drive the car and then park it in the Brigade Road or MG Road. Today it is a dream. We can't do it. And Bangalore, if you take it, it is always a very aristocratic city. And then earlier we had all the big companies like HAL, ITI, BEL like that. And there were so many good clubs, Bangalore Club, Century Club, Bowring. There are so many other clubs and good theaters, good restaurants, good hotels. So that is the reason today Bangalore is so much developing. Earlier it was not there, means it would not have got this much of. And again, the Texas coming in and Infosys Wipro. So they also development and a geometrical proposal into it.
Thanks. I'll come back to you. I have a question for Chitra. Uh, Chitra, what made you choose Ms. Valliappa to do this biographical work, and how did you? What was your experience in your interactions with him and traveling to his business sites?
As a journalist working for Business Line, I had gone on a trip to Salem, I think, and gone to see a company there and see the college, etc. And I was simply charmed by Salem and charmed by the Valliappa family. So when I think around a few years later, when Choco said that it's my going to be my father's 1000 moon celebration, and we plan to do a book. I, I could see the story possibilities because it was not a mere business biography. It was, there was this. Chettinad always holds a fascination for anybody who's been there. I mean, the kind of mansions, the kind of community it is, such a unique community. And then also the way, we saw the chairman, he would think nothing of zipping from Salem to Bangalore. And there were a lot of quirky elements. It was such fun, interesting trivia elements in the story that I could gather. For instance, one funny trivia was that in Salem, the first two textile mills were called Rajendra and Jawahar. Now, whether they were named after the first president and the first prime minister, nobody knows. But it actually predates them becoming that, and yet it was there. So there were so many quirky elements. I said, this is a story which has, it has so many elements that it's not just a mere business reinvention, but there's also community. There's also, I think, Mr. Valliappa is a deeply religious man. So the way he approaches his duties to temples, and he does it in he's actually trying to reform there also. For instance, the temple in Salem, like he says, so many flowers are wasted. Let's do something, collect the flowers and make it into agarbattis, or, lots and lots of his ideas. He's always brimming with ideas every time. Okay, that's the other thing. That whenever you meet them, they're brimming with ideas. Every time I met them, they had a new business idea. So I said, this book will never get done because uh, in fact, that's what happened. After the book has been written, I think they must have formed three more companies, as far as I can see. So, so
But
yeah.
but how was it dealing with Mr. Valliappa's energy levels?
Oh yeah, it was. We would arrive from. I must give credit in the book for the book. A large part of the credit to Sanjeev Kataria, who actually urged us on. And the teachers at the Sona College, Pavitra and Anu, they have really, they did a lot of the research because we couldn't come I couldn't come every time. So they did amazing number of interviews, etc. But Mr. Valliappa would, if we arrive at Salem at say 9 p.m., taking a flight from Delhi to Coimbatore and then driving all the way, we would think, next morning we'll meet Mr. Valliappa aram se after breakfast. But he would be there at 9:30 saying, let's meet for dinner. And then go on till 11 p.m., 11:30, and then say, tomorrow morning we are meeting, after breakfast we'll meet. So, his energy levels are truly. And if you talk to some of the architects involved in the Sona College new building project, they'll say that the chairman, even when before the lifts were built, he would climb up to the 10th floor, on his, he would keep, it's truly, amazing. And then, of course, driving 700 kilometers a week, we have to take inspiration from him.
Sir, when we have a meeting at this time, I have to ask you a question on tariffs. What are your views on the way things are going? Is it going to work for India's benefit, or is it going to be difficult times for India going ahead due to the tariffs?
with you. I'm not an expert in that thing, but it can come, but it should not come so fast and overnight. If it comes, suppose if you have an order book, if I have to sell something, taking this as my basic price, what would happen? So, what is my position? I have to. So like that, it's linked. It is not. So many other things are there. So even if they want, they should give a advance notice that we are going to do it like this, so that everyone can be prepared. It can't be gunpoint. They should not do it. So it is good for us, and sometimes it affects also. And you see, the share market has gone so bad. So it is becoming a gambling today. I don't know. This one person is because of one person, all these things are happening. I don't think even in the Second World War, this type of problems or the financial problems would have happened. So it should be little programmed for 1 year or something like that, so that people can be ready. That's
Are you thankful that you're no longer in the textile business and not directly exposed to this?
though I'm not in textile, my textile friends are here. I'm heading the Textile Mill Association of Karnataka last 30 years. So, so I'm also interested in the well-being of textiles.
I have a question for Ms. Mekla Murthy. Um, how are business books as a genre doing now? Business biographies especially, and what made you spot the opportunity in a book on Mr. Valliappa?
Thank you. So business biographies have always existed. They business books as a genre do really well. We have a lot of uh, industrialists, people who are high up in the leadership in a lot of big companies who end up writing self-help books. Some do well, some don't. I think what it comes down to is the substance of the book. And that is what drew us to the Sona story and Mr. Valliappa's story, where it wasn't just somebody giving fluff advice that they may or may not follow. This is a book that merges biography, it merges history, it merges the culture of a very unique community. It merges history of India, it merges the tech story of India, all told through the story of this one person who has been instrumental in forwarding whatever he touches in terms of whether it's a business, whether it is his community through philanthropy, and whether it is looking at new opportunities, and constantly looking for new ways to grow. And I think that's what makes this book sort of stand out in all the business biographies that are available in the market. Is it's not just a hagiography, it's a story of a man who lives his principles. And I think that the chapter that Chitra added on Mr. Valliappa's mantras, I think that's really key because that's something that anybody can take inspiration from. And I do hope that a lot of young people who are entering the workforce, whether it's in a corporate setup, whether it's they're looking to found startups, um, can take inspiration from Mr. Valliappa on how to pivot when times get tough, how to constantly look forward and seize opportunities at where most people would not see any future.
What you're saying. That's interesting. Thanks. Uh, uh, Coming back to you, Mr. Valliappa, you at 75, you made bold to get into a new business and build homes, low-rise homes, as you called it. This ability to take risks. Uh, how easy does it come to a businessman? Because you're from a community which is traditionally business oriented. But how would a non-business person, someone's doing a startup, for instance, he or she takes a lot of risk while staking the entire career on the business. Now, how easy is it? What is your experience of risk taking?
I used to say, my account, chartered accountant friends are here. Always we say profit and loss account. Then we should say only profit account. We say profit and loss account. So loss is also there. We have to face the loss. So, in that way, we have to take risk. If there is a one train accident, we can't say that we can't board the train. We have to. So it happens. If it has to happen, it will happen. So the risk taking, unless you take a risk, and as Baba used to say, there is no gain without a pain. So you have to take risk. That's always once you are doing little bit of share business. Once there was a loss, then he said that, sir, shall we close the business? Then I said no. Profit and loss is there. We will do double the business, and he is doing much better. So
Yeah, I think we are nearing that time. So one last question. This is on your fitness. How do you maintain? What is the secret of your fitness, and how do you maintain it? Do you do yoga in the morning, like what a lot of people do, or what is it?
yes, whenever I'm in Bangalore, my physiotherapist come in the morning, and then we spend about an hour. And always I have, and then every year I go to different naturopathy or Ayurvedic treatment in all over India, right from Vishakhapatnam to Kerala. 10 days I take a break, and every year I'm happy. I should thank my wife also. She also comes with me for 10 days. I was one of the regular visitors to Jindal for last 30 years, and then Kottakkal or Vizag or Shaukya. And I used to say, the Shaukya, you know that he is a doctor for the king of UK. They come and stay here. So he treated me also.
Yeah. So um, I wanted to ask you something, but this matter, it was on. Yeah, you were saying you take breaks for 10 days in a year,
Yes.
but you don't seem to be someone who would be off your business phone or your business computer, or Choco was saying that you have a morning call every day with your copy estate managers. So what kind of a break will that be?
see, see, that is there, but I don't take that serious in those 10 days. And they, and they don't disturb me also. Very, very important only they will call.
Nice. Thank you, sir. Thank you. It was nice talking to you, and
Hope you will give a pass mark when the principals are saying.
I'm nobody to judge you, sir.
Thank you for such a insightful, engaging, and a detailed discussion. A big thank you to all of you, sir. Next, I have the pleasure of inviting Mr. T.R. Parasuraman, Executive Advisor at Toyota Industries Engine India and former President of BCIC. With decades of leadership across some of the world's finest manufacturing organizations, Mr. Parasuraman brings a global perspective grounded in operational excellence. He has been a vital voice in shaping industrial strategy and policy through his work with Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce, and continues to mentor, guide, and influence future forward industry practices. We welcome you to address the gathering, sir.
Open a brand in the chamber has opened. Thanks.
Yeah, good evening, all. Good evening, sir. Pronouns to you. I deem it a great pleasure and privilege to stand in front of a tall man. In fact, somebody, Choco, was telling that he was described as the youngest old man. Today is also the oldest young man. So he is only 8 years young. and I think he's a living legend and a great role model. I think my experience, Mr. Valliappa, has been truly magical. In fact, to me, he is an inspirational leader, a transformational leader. And what I loved was his simplicity, humility, and his care for people. I think that is something admirable. And whenever I happen to meet him, I always see the positive smile in his face. He always says, you know, smile is one of the longest words in English because it is a mile in between. So I think he has that unique charisma, and I think that is his greatness. I think he talked about how we solve the labor problem in the textile mills with a smile. I think that talks volumes of the leadership. Because today the challenge of leadership is we are tensed even with a small stroke. But I think Mr. Valliappa takes every problem as an opportunity. I think from his story, I think be it the textile mills or the transformation from textiles to logistics to digital, I think he has seen life as an opportunity in every step. In fact, I remember in 2020, I took over as the president of Bangalore Chamber. A lot of my good friends, past presidents are here. So honestly, I was not very much interested, though I've been serving chambers for a long time, be it CII or ACMA or BCIC. But a lot of pressure was on me to take up the chairman. I was not very particular, but Mr. Valliappa called me and he said, you should take it up, and we have a lot of confidence in you. And I think that day was a real turning point. I really thought about it. And friends, let me tell you, 2020 was a COVID year. And when I took over as a chairman, it was a kind of full of gloom. But thanks to my team, thanks to my past presidents and the great inspiration Mr. Valliappa provided, that year was one of the best years for BCIC. I'm very proud in telling that because we rolled out more than 200 events in the COVID year with more than 25 physical events. And we also opened an office in BCIC in Tokyo. Shekhar did it. My successor is here. Dr. Ravindran is there. I think with all the support, we could open the office in Tokyo. We also bought the beautiful property at MG Road in my presidency. Still that 101, that Midford Tower is great, this thing. And thirdly, we also established a BCIC office in Mysore. Dharmadhigari was here. I invited him and we could do that. Also, we partnered with the brigade. Mr. Jaishankar came forward and we started the Skill Academy of Excellence. Many, many things happened in that year apart from the physical events. So I have to really thank Mr. Valliappa. I could see his vision and his eye for people and opportunities. And still I remember we had a lot of discussions on EFSI, the Employee Federation of South India, which is very close to his heart. And Tamil Nadu, he is always talking on how to bring more visibility, more leadership to the team. And I still remember how much of care he is taking for people. I think every time I talk to him, I really get an inspiration. And that is the greatness of Mr. Valliappa. And I wish him many, many more years. In Tamil we say, Pallandu, Pallandu, Palagodi Nutrandu. I think his services the country needs, I think, for hundreds of years to come. And I'm sure he will continue to inspire us. And he still looks like a young star only, movie star only. Nobody will say that he's 80 years young. So I'm sure, sir, he will continue to inspire us. And thank you very much. And wishing Mr. Valliappa and a very long, healthy, happy life, blessed with a lot of smiles and happiness. And wishing him and his family also all the very best. Thank you for this opportunity. And small correction, I am not currently the executive advisor. I was the executive advisor to Toyota Kirloskar Motor and senior executive advisor to Toyota Industries. Now I am completely retired, I would say, after 3 years of my retirement. Now I'm more into academia, trying to enjoy my life, doing a little bit on some of the social activities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Next, we welcome Mr. M.G. Balakrishna, President, Federation of Karnataka Chambers of Commerce and Industry, to address the audience and share his insights.
Good evening, everyone. Ellarigu namaskara. Respected Sri Valliappa sir and dignitaries on the dais, galaxy of past presidents of FKCCI, distinguished guests, friends from industry and media, dear well-wishers, ladies and gentlemen. It's a moment of immense pride and joy for me as the president of Federation of Karnataka Chambers and Commerce and Industry to stand before you today on this momentous occasion. The release of book chronicling the extraordinary life of a visionary, a pioneer, and a man who has left the indelible mark on Karnataka's industrial and entrepreneurial landscape. C. Valliappa sir, the founder of Sona Group and a respected past president of FKCCI. C. Valliappa is not just an industrialist and philanthropist, he is an institution in himself. From textiles to technology, from academia to agriculture, his contributions span across sectors with a singular focus, empowering through enterprise and education. He belongs to the rare league of entrepreneurs who never chase success for personal gain, but for the larger good of society, for the economy, and for the youth of our nation. His journey, as captured in the inspiring biography, is not just a story of business growth, but a testimony to grit, values, and visionary thinking. A humble beginning, immense challenges, and yet a steady climb driven by dedication, discipline, and a deep sense of duty towards community development. It's also a matter of pride for FKCCI that he once served as our president, a position he held with a great distinction. Under his leadership, FKCCI witnessed progressive thought, policy engagement, and a push towards technology-driven enterprise. Well ahead of its time, his legacy continues to guide us as we mature MSME, promote innovation, and strengthen the voice of industry in Karnataka. The Sona Group today stands as a towering example of what Indian entrepreneurship can achieve, combining excellence in industry with excellence in education through institutions like Sona College of Technology. This book is not just a biography, it's a blueprint of aspiring entrepreneurs, a manual to resilience, and a celebration of leadership with purpose. On behalf of FKCCI, I extend heartfelt congratulations to Sri Valliappa sir and his family. I also salute the author and the publisher who have beautifully captured his journey for generations to read, learn, and draw inspiration from. Let us celebrate this milestone not just with applause, but with renewed commitment to build enterprise that matter, to lead with values, and to never forget that true success lies in giving back. Thank you all once again for being a part of memorable evening. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the beautiful note. Following that, we will hear from Mr. V. Veerappan, Chairman of the Electronics and Semiconductor Association, a visionary of India's tech landscape. Mr. Veerappan has been the forefront of the electronics and semiconductor revolutions, advocating for innovations-driven policies and ecosystem development. His work has been pivotal in aligning industrial growth with natural goals of self-reliance in electronics and digital infrastructure. Sir, we can't wait to listen to you. Please, sir.
Good evening. I think I'm here in a different, not FKCCA, not electronic chairman, nothing. I'm standing in front of him as a good family friend and, our philosopher and guide. So in that way, so don't take me that I'm not going to talk anything on electronics, anything on semiconductor. I'm going to talk only about Mr. Valliappa today. So I'll tell you, I go a long way with him. I came to Bangalore in 1989, which is 36 years before. I was at 29. Now you know my age. So 29, I came here. When I was a young person, I used to work for Wipro. So I know him from 1989 till now, 36 years. So he was almost like my brother, I can say father and everything. So 36 years of being closely worked with him. It is not that I was, we were in 3 or 4 different areas we worked together. One is called the Karnataka Nagaratar Sangam, which is called our community uh, Sangam here, means association here. So he was the president. We were the president for 16 years, like 30 years now. He said, no, he was Textile Association. So years, and all what I'm telling you, 16 years closely worked with him. Then I also worked very closely with him. I'm the governing council member, like Farasu in Sona College of Engineering. So we go a very, very long way. And I'm very, very closely, almost we speak daily. That type of, so I'm so blessed. I think most of you, and I'm so blessed to be very, very close to him for the last 30 years. And then he's my inspiration, he's my role model. So one is this, so I am speaking in that angle. So I'll tell you a couple of things which I really want to tell him is that one is, we thought C. Valliappa is Chokalingam Chettiar is father. So Sona, Chokalingam is Sona, we say in Chettiar language, Sona, S-O-N-A. Actually, it's Chokalingam, we call him as Sona. So Sona is Chokalingam Chettiar. Sona is also is it gold, right? So I say C stands not only for Chokalingam. I want to tell everybody, C stands for collaboration, courage, confidence, character, consistency, coherent, compassion, concise, concrete, courteous, citizenship, competence, coaching, change, commitment, complete, and caring. This is all put together is Valliappa. The C stands not only for Chokaling in India, T stands for all this thing. And I think everybody who knows will agree with all this. You have never seen a person so caring. Person told, no caring, so much of caring for everything. First, whenever we go, he'll ask me whether you have taken food. He will ask many questions, which is so caring. So that's the best thing. Then courteous. So humble. I can keep on telling him. So for want of time, I think C stands for this great person with all these qualities. That's number one. Then second is, one is Mr. Bhaskar Bhatt Chono. One thing is T is change. I think change, I'll tell you, in front of Mr. Bhaskar Bhatt, Titan. I always quote Titan as a proactive change company. See, you tell me, HMT, so HMT is here, and HMT, what happened? We used to buy HMT watch. Earlier, we had to book watches. It is not that you can get it in a showroom. HMT watch, you have to go and book 6 months in advance. Bangalore people will know. Then you will get the watch delivered after 6 months. So Titan came in. HMT decided not to change. Now HMT is nowhere, right? We know HMT as a watch company. Plus Titan. So I just, because of change, I'm talking, Mr. Bhaskar Bhatt is here. We never asked for we thought Titan is a watch company. Watch to jewelry to I+. I can keep on telling, right? Now, we never asked, as a consumer, we never asked for any of these changes. So proactive changes help Titan to be the greatest company today. Thanks to Mr. Bhaskar Bhatt leadership, proactive change. I'm just comparing the change with Mr. Valliappa. Always looking for change. Anything, anything you tell him, he wants to see college, you take the institution. I know how Sona was. I think Sendil sir is there, Karthikeyan sir is there. All of them are here. They know how, I can say, see Valliappa's days and post Valliappa's days of Sona institution. Big change. Anything he touches, he likes to change. I think that's the big credit. I think change is his mantra. He will never, even today, whenever he sits down, he wants to change something. He will come to the hotel. He also, I can say one more, sees critics. Very important, right? So critic is very important. We will look for perfection, but at the same time, he is a very, very gentleman. We will critics. He will tell this is wrong. And that's very important quality of many patients. C stands for critics. That's one more thing. Then one more I want to tell you is the Sona story about Titan. He said, no, Sona is gold, Titan. Titan didn't move from Sona to some other place. They moved to Golden Enclave. So you moved to Golden Enclave from Sona. So from gold to gold only they went. One more thing is I'm very, very close to Sona Towers. This I want to tell you here. I used to work for Wipro. When I came Wipro, we had 3 customers. 3 customers, all are big customers. One is ABB. One is Titan. one is Texas Instruments. All the three were there in the same building. And one more thing is that one person called Kailasanathan, Mr. Bhaskar, but no. He used to be head of IT. Those days IT heads were there. So Kailasanathan used to head ABB IT. Then he moved to Titan IT. So Kailasanathan in the same building. So I used to visit the building many times to ABB, Titan, and Texas. So Sona Towers also is very, very close to me. With these good words, right, I just want to tell Sir is a great, great human. I think let's all, he has to, I think he will live. There's no doubt about, no thing that he will live happily, comfortably, as long as that God allows him, and he will live. Let's all pray for his good health. And one more thing is, all the success is Madam Chairman. I think that we have to tell him. See what happened, no? She is, you can see her, right? My wife, no, I'm not well, I can't walk, this, that, and everything. She has got all the difficulties for the last 15 years, but she has been traveling with him, going with him, everywhere he goes, you can see her. She can't walk. No, you are seeing her right here, but I think that is the inspiration for him. I think we all give a big credit to Madam Chairman for all this, and wonderful kids, the kids, right? Both Choco and Thiago, I need not say. I think this is a wonderful family. I think in Tamil we used to say, Nalladu Kudumbam Palgalaikkazhagam. This is what we say. I think this family is a good family for all of us. My sincere wishes to all of them. I think, so Valliappa, you should live long, and we are all with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. You beautifully explained the qualities of our chairman, and it was interesting. We wholeheartedly accept your words. And next in line, we welcome Mr. Tyagarajan, past president of BCCI, to share his thoughts.
Sorry, it's I give a very inspection. So please. In the realm of education, where mastery is elusive, our Vice Chairman, Mr. Thiago Valliappa's leadership has shown that we are the perpetual leaders and improvers. I now invite Mr. Thiago Valliappa, Vice Chairman of Sona Institutions and CEO of Sona Star. And as I steal Mr. Raghuveer Srinivasan sir's question, I take the opportunity to register that he is a world record Guinness awardee for yoga. So as the father is the son. Sir, we are looking forward to listen to you. Please, sir.
Thank you for introducing me as Tyagarajan. I think it's been a long time since someone called me Tyagarajan. But then that's my official passport name. So it's great to be here today. And I think a lot of friends and family are here. So it's nice to be here. I think father is 81 years today. And the journey has started for me about 52 years ago. And from Sona Towers to textiles, I think we've been through all this. Just a couple of things I'd like to reload in this audience today. So I think we've been in many, many industries, many, many difficulties, many challenges, many opportunities, many growth potentials. But then what we really take back from all this is over the last 50 years or 52 years, or rather 60 years now from the Valliappa textile days, it's been that all of us, including father, Choku, and all of us, we've never worked a single day because we love what we do and we do what we love. And that is what the passion is today. So if you really look at the Sona Towers, right from, I remember dining table discussions between grandfather and father. I think in 1977, 78, I think Mangaram building fell down and, there was a lot of things. So I think that time the square feet cost of construction was about 140, 150 rupees. And there was a rule brought in at that point of time that you'll need to follow that rule. And the cost of construction became double, almost 300 rupees. And then there was no other way out until you build one. So the tallest building in South India was a utility building. And the second tallest was Sona Towers. Because that was the time it was built, it was a 7-story building. And that time 7 stories was a big height. I'm talking about 1978 to 83. And being the second tallest building those days, because Chennai had rules that you couldn't build more than 3 or 4 floors. So those are the days. I came to know about this because when we did a deal again with the Brigade Shankar, when we had a difficulty during the textile as well as issues with the family with my uncle. So we ran through a lot of financial issues. And there was this time that we had, I think father also spoke about it, saying that we had a lot of difficulties and we had to sell off many properties. One of the properties we did a joint venture with Jay Shankar and Brigade was the Sona, was the Brigade Coronet. That was the time when I was sitting with him and doing the deal, legal and things like that. And that time he was hands on. It was in, I think, 2000 or 99, 2000. And he said, when I came into business in 1987 or 88, we used to come and see Sona Towers. And that was the time we used to say, one day I will build such buildings. And today, now you know where Brigade is today. So it's inspired many people, Sona Towers and the Sona family. And I'm so happy that, we are all a part of that. And just want to take a couple of more points forward. There was this land that father purchased, I think in 1979, went with my mother on a Sunday morning for an auction. And for luck would have it, he bought that piece of land at 27 rupees a square feet. And he went and told my grandfather, Chettiar, very proudly saying that I bought this. Said, where is this? He said, it's about 15 kilometers from Brunton Road, which we used to live. And he said, Engada, where is it? He said, Koramangala. He said, Koramangala is halfway down to Salem. And you went and bought a land for 27 rupees. And today that land today is 75,000 rupees. So this is a foresight that I would say that, going back those days. And today we have neighbors like, name it, Nanda and Krish, Devi, Shetty and others. So what I'm trying to say is the way that we looked at the same way we've been all brought up. And I think everything came from my grandmother because Karmutyagra Chettiar was the founder of our hereditary business. And textile started during that time. And I think we should always look back at our history and respect them. Karmutyagra Chettiar was the uncrowned king of textile industry. So there was a time that we'll say everyone would be in textiles. And then if someone had said 30 years ahead, you wouldn't be in textiles, I think they would have thought that we were all fools. But then today, none of us are on textiles, are probably involved in textiles to a certain level. But what the textile has taught us is to manage the businesses going forward. I always say that if you manage textile mills and you've driven in India, you can put you in Siberia and you would probably come out as a flying color. So I think textile has taught a lot to us. I think like going back to my grandmother and grandfather, which I'd like to talk about, is that the family has always had the importance of culture, strength to be together. And then there's been a lot of ups and downs in life. I think what really is the main takeaway for me is that the tradition which we follow still will be followed. And going forward, the Sona brand today, I was talking to someone 2 weeks ago at the Federation of Motorsports Club of India. And then he said, what's your name? I said, Tiago Valliappa. So what's your company's name? Sona Valliappa. So he's the Kannadiga. So he said, you have not only gold, you have silver also. Valliappa. So there's gold and silver etched in our names. And we need to be an example for that. So the family business to business with family is a very challenging opportunity and very challenging, two sides of the same story, of the same coin, I would put it that way. There are always ups and downs. And this is where the future lies upon. And as a part of the Sona Valliappa family and the fourth generation, there's a lot of challenges for us to keep to today. So as we move forward from Sona Towers, we're moving to Sona City. So we'll be creating a Sona City very soon at Bidadi, where it will be one of the top cities, which would be hosting about 25,000 people in time to come in real estate. We also have a very strong future in the healthcare industry, as father alluded to the fact about naturopathy and yoga, which my mother and father are all the time connected.
the healthcare is taking a new turn because allopathy is only an emergency care. So the naturopathy and the yoga, we are creating a Sona Gramam, which would be focused on healthcare to across the southern states. So these are some things that we want to take forward. And the Sona Towers will have very soon a Sona South Towers, Sona Towers South, Sona Towers North, Sona Towers. The Sona Towers Central is there. Certainly, there will be many more Sona Towers going forward. All this has been possible because of the way we think. I think the only thing I always say, only thing which changes in a human being on a daily basis or a minute to minute basis is our mind. And everything else plays the same kind of work, let it be your internal systems. But the mind keeps changing. So I think the mindset engineering, which we've got from the generations, my dad, my mom, and the complete family, is something which is taking us to thinking in the positive way and thinking of growth all the time. And as I always say, if you enjoy your business, there is not a single day you work. So I think these are great learnings, which is never taught in any school or any college or any organization, and it only can be, brought together from a mentor like father and my grandfather and grandmother and my mother, who have, made us what we are today. And we look forward to taking this to the next generation. And as the brand goes, Sona, most of our companies got Sona. But then what is unique here is my daughter's name is Sonakshi. So my grandmother's name is Meenakshi and my grandfather's name is Sona. So Sonakshi is the name that we have created for her. And this is how close the Sona brand is to us. And it's all a journey which is keeps going on, and the strength to strength it would move. And it's our commitment to make sure that for the next 100 years, we will take this brand certainly to a next level. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Tyagu. I'd like to call Professor Kumar's wife, Madam Indra, and Mr. Professor Gandhi, and Arun as well, the family to please come. I think it's Professor has been more than a family for us, and we just want to acknowledge your presence here. And we also want to announce that we'll be dedicating 1 crore from the Valliappa Foundation for any student which is trying to do PhD, and it will be a scholarship from the endowment that will be given.
Hand mic. Hand mic. Yeah.
I would like to say a few words about Professor Kumar because I don't know how many of you have heard about him. Coming from a very humble family, he rose to great heights. A son of a village schoolmaster from faraway Punjab, his higher education was funded by his father's friend because his father was too poor to send him for higher education. But he justified his benefactor's faith in him by passing his master's degree from the Delhi College, Engineering College, with a gold medal. And yeah, after that, he was awarded a scholarship by the Punjab government to do his PhD in the Indian Institute of Science. He joined the chemical engineering department, and there also he rose to great heights. He won many awards for his pioneering work in chemical engineering, and the crowning glory was the Padma Bhushan awarded to him by by President Abdul Kalam. And starting as a consultant to Sona Tamira Chemicals, over the years he became a member of their family, valued member of their family. All the members of the family treated him with so much love, affection, and respect, and made him a part of all their endeavors. Even the children, whenever they wanted to do something new, they would always come and get his advice, and they would follow his advice. He was a friend, philosopher, and guide to the family. And this endowment today justifies their. It's a proof of their the high regard that they hold for him. And on behalf of my family and I are very grateful to Mr. Valliappa and his family for this very magnanimous gesture. And I hope that it will brighten the futures of many deserving youngsters. Uh, As a super senior grandmother, my best wishes and blessings to Mr. Valliappa and to all the members of his family. Thank you.
And also for Professor Gandhi, a small token of our appreciation. That, thank you. Thank you.
Indama.
Huh? Yeah, we have many friends from IISc, Vice Chancellor Mr. Surappa and BCBS Vijayaraghavan as well.
My claim to fame is I'm a child of Professor Kumar. When I joined here in IISc in 1986, it is because of the encouragement and help given by Professor Kumar. I moved from IIT Kanpur to IISc Bangalore in 1986. Since then, I've learned a lot of things from Professor Kumar. I've gone to know Mr. Valliappa from him, and I saw their interaction was not just merely consultation for industry and business. As Mrs. Kumar said, they were big family friends. I know that every year, March 31st, I think they used to go to Tirupati together. I remember that a lot. And he will come and discuss many, many things. I've also seen Mr. Chagarajan come and discuss many, many future businesses with him. I've also seen Mr. Chokalingam a few times. I've learned a lot by being a spectator. I have not been a participant, but seeing is a learning. And I'm very thankful to Mr. Valliappa for instituting this award in Professor Kumar's name. I'm also very grateful to him. They donated 20 lakhs of rupees
1 crore.
to the in IASC. We started a Professor Kumar Award, and Mr. Valliappa and the company donated 20 lakhs to us, and I'm very, very grateful to that for him. Thank you very much.
Magnanimous gesture. That's the right synonym goes to the family. Thank you, Professor Kumar. We are all proud of you today. Here is a gracious and artful acceptance speech for us from our beloved chairman, Mr. C. Valliappa, acknowledging the event, the dignitaries, and reflecting on the journey behind the Sona story. Our chairman, apart from the discussion had today, our chairman is the Board of Trustees of three temples, Salem Sugavaneshwarar, Rajaganapati, and Kasi Vishwanatha temples. Sir, looking forward to listen to you, sir.
Good evening, friends. So it's I think this type of stage or the mic I have never faced so far. So many good friends, so many good friends, the sincere friends. So many organizations where I was involved, right from FKCCI, BCLC, Karnataka Textile Association, BMA, very much. So it's really a great journey for me. When I entered Bangalore, I never expected that I will get so many associations in Bangalore, but it so happened. Many of it came to me as a surprise, I should say. And FKCCA was one of the biggest thing I should say. When the industry friends, thanks to BCIC, when they wanted, they couldn't uh, win the election. So they went and started Greater Mysore Chamber of Industries. Now it is called BCIC. Rajagopal and Lakshmanan. Taking that, our friends said we should fight it. And then Nicasia, Pinia, so many, they had helped, and then the industry came. Many friends from industry came to our chamber. So, and this chamber is started by Service Vishwesharaya, and all of us had the occasion and the fortune to sit in the chair where he used to sit in 1916. So, and again, when BCIC, they wanted a president immediately because the vice president could take over. Then they asked me to take the presidentship immediately. So I was the only one president where I never acted as a vice president in BCIC. Yeah. Because I was hesitating. I was hesitating from federation how to become a vice chairman of another chamber. Fortunately, I got it. So then the Rajagopal, the past president of BCI, is a good friend. Then he said, as Parsu said, EFSI somebody should head. So they asked me to take over at Chennai. Like that, my journey goes in various associations. Then one or two challenges I faced, I would like to say. So many engineers are here. In those days, power cut was very much there in 70s. And then I was much younger. I took the risk of importing 1000 HP Skoda generator, very big one. And it came in the ship, and you count the accidents, how much this machine had. Then it met with an accident in Karachi. The ship got open at that place, and then seawater went in. Somehow it arrived at Chennai port. So entirely box was all eaten away. This was something like a junk. Nobody will touch it. But we have to take it, otherwise we have to pay our fish. So he took the machine, brought it to Bangalore. And then when unloading, since it was in a very no box, nothing, it fell down. So the turbocharger got damaged and other things. Then I took Professor Kumar. I showed him what to do with this machine. So he scrapped all those things, and then he saw, only you are happy, you should be happy. Nothing has happened to the machine because soda ash was kept in the same compartment. So that has overcoated this engine. So nothing has happened. So we cleaned it, and only the turbocharger was damaged. Then we started imported one. It came to the port, Chennai. My manager went there to clear it. To our surprise, that somebody has taken away. Theft has happened. So, third accident. Then I imported a big machine by air. Everything was set right. And then the engineer said we have to put lights, and then the alternator should get right. Okay, they did it. Then Final time, it got fire. The alternator got fire. Fourth accident. Nobody would have continued with that. I said, I have to run it. Then I did it. Then after that, I did a big puja and then started it. You won't believe it. At 30 years, it ran without any difficulty. So that is, you said that you take courage, you should commitment. So I did it. So I got the machine repaired. And again, when we had my brother and me was not that got a relation in some of the properties. He went to the court. Then Justice Ravindra was there in the High Court. Then he knows me because of Sudarsami's connection. He called both of us to the court. Then he said, I know your family. As long as pocket is long enough, you'll be going on spending. Nothing, no judgment will come. So I am known to your family. I'm not taking the case. I am sending to some other court. Anand Mandige was my lawyer. So he said, sir, if you take it over as in the evenings and then do it in the out of court, we are there to do it. Then he agreed. So 2-3 months he sat every week, 1 or 2 days, and then we almost settled at one time. And he said, your brother is very adamant. I will go and meet him. My lawyer wanted to meet my brother. Then he said, I won't go alone. I want Jagu to come with me. So Jagu also went. Then they discussed and they come to some conclusion. So give and take. Otherwise, the case would have gone for years to. So somehow we sacrificed. My sons also agreed to sacrifice. Then it's very rare that opposite lawyer goes to the other party and then have a settlement. So many things I can go on. My textile friend Vijay Kumar is here. And it's very, I think in Bangalore, only his parents lived 100 years, both his father and mother. So Gangadhar Shetty is my good friend, my guru also. And he introduced Sai Baba to our family. He came to our mills at Hunsur and he gave ring and other things. So we are blessed with the Baba. Once I was not having a good health, then I went and asked him. Then Baba gave me a ring. Don't worry, Baba won't bless anybody who is going to have difficulties. So he'll be all right. So I can go on tell many of the stories. So I don't want to take much time. But only one thing. At this age, I'm managing 3 temples and 1 or 2 Kumbhabhishekams also. And in the temple, there is lot of things we can do. But we say we just go to the temple and then come back. And sometimes you close the eye. So I want people to take care. See, this lamp is there. How many of you research you have done? Which oil to be used? Which thread to be used? I was told, lotus flower, in that you can take thread and then you can do it. And how much oil getting wasted every year? Billions of lamp are everywhere in India, but we are not doing any research whether we can get 10% saving. And in the temple, we can say that we call it as a devotee. I don't know in English what you call. They take the fire around the temple. Lot of oil used to fell down, and people walk on that. So it get dirty. Why can't we improve that? So, Mr. Bhaskar, but you should all take some interest in these things. As a CSR. As a CSR activity, you can do it. And from our college, we are doing, and we have already started, and Vice Chancellor also here, we have already started making udvati. agarbattis from flowers, and we call it as a Truvasavam. So there is a lot of things we can do, and so much of coconut. And we think the priest work is very simple, but it is very hard. So much of smoke. நீங்க எத்தனை சிகரெட் குடிக்கிறீங்களா I don't know. That smoke is equivalent to so many cigarettes. That karpur, that camphor, and always it is wet. Somehow now I am trying to educate the priest, and they are making it dry in the floor, and they appreciate also. There is a lot of things I can go and tell about the temples. So I request everyone, most of you are visiting the temple, and try to do something for the temple. Not only the donation. If something is wrong, please tell the management. They will take care. So once again, I should thank all my friends who made it here for this function, and almost the attendance is 100%, I should say. Whomever we have invited, they are all here. Thank you very much. And this book, just in the COVID time, my arts college principal and Tamil English people wanted to write something, so they started writing these books. And then we want, Chokku said, we should go a little professional. Then we get in touch with Sanjeev Kataria, and he put us to Chitra. So it has come in a very professional way. And then finally, Bloomsbury is able to bring this book. So I am sure that it will do a good work for many of the youngsters. And I always believe in my college, whenever the first year students come, we used to welcome them. I used to address. After 6 months, one boy came to me, "Sir, my mother wants to meet you." I asked him why. "No, sir, after hearing your speech, I have changed a lot. I have become a good boy. So my mother wants to thank," he said. So like that, I am sure Chitra has written a good story in this. It will help many of the youngsters to do much better things. So once again, I thank all the people who are involved in this book and my family members. Yeah. And they call in the college Madam Chairman, my wife Sita Valliappa, and my sons and grandchildren, daughter-in-law, for all of them for making this happen. So I once again thank you very much for all your good wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, please sit tight to listen to a joyful anthem for a visionary and a doyen of our times, a tribute to Mr. All right. May we request Ms. Chitra to please give the vote of thanks.
I'm only good at writing. I'm not a great speaker, so forgive me if, I'll leave out a lot of, but I must say that, the hall is full. So thank you everyone for coming. And, I think thank you to, I don't know who all to thank, because I think everyone deserves a heap of gratitude. I think I must, of course, the Valliappa family and Bloomsbury, Mr. Bhaskar Bhatt for taking valuable time, and my editor Raghuvi Srinivasan for agreeing to moderate the discussion. And I think the Sona College also, the Sona entire the institutions, they deserve, because they've put together, I think they've put so much effort into the book. Without them, the journey actually started from there, because they started it. It started as a Tamil book. So I think from the Tamil book, the evolution to the English book, I think it was. That's where Yeah, there's the Tamil book. The Tamil department at Sona College took the initiative. They said they wanted to write a book, and from there the idea came that let the story not be restricted to Tamil language speakers. Let the story go out into the English speaking world and spread. Typically, I think Southern industrialists tend to wear their achievements under their hat, and they don't broadcast it so much. So there are, I think their stories need to come out. So, in that sense, this book, I think, should pave the way for more books of low profile entrepreneurs to be told. Thank you, everyone, for making this evening special.
Thank you, Chitra ma'am. And we can't wait to listen to the joyful anthem for the visionary and the doyen of our time, a tribute to Mr. C. Valliappa by Mr. Parasuraman.
Song. So actually, thought a small tribute to the great legend. I thought of putting a song, and thanks to the generative AI, it made my life so simple. So, this book itself, first of all, heartiest congratulations to Chitra ji and team. This is the golden book of Sona. So, I'm sure it will be a great book for all the forthcoming generations. So, when I started writing this song, I thought of his glory, and I also had the opportunity to visit the great house for his 80th birthday. Me and my wife visited. I think he is also the chairman of Kashi Vishwanath temple. Whenever I see him and madam, they are like Shivan and Parvati. They are always blessing the future generation. So, and is Tamil we say Chokka Tangam, means the purest, invaluable thing. I think CH stands for Chokalingam and TH for Tyagarajan. So the golden sons. I think that also the name is connected. So this song, I just sing this song so that the lyrics you can connect once the actual song comes. A heartfelt anthem celebrating 80 glorious years of vision, service and leadership. Sri Valliappa sir, he dreamed big dreams and made them true. He worked with heart in all he will do. With every step, he built the way for brighter minds and better days. Valliappa sir, with vision wide, he walked with grace, he led with pride. With love for people, work and land, he shaped the world with his own hand. Oh, Valliappa sir, we sing for you, a legend strong, a heart so true, from learning halls to stars above. You built with care. I think. Apologies, 1 second. Yeah, I'll just. He dreamed beyond what eyes could see, a visionary bold forever free. With tireless hearts and steady pace, he built a world, he shaped a place. A doyen of industry and education true, he lit the path for me and you. A lighthouse of hope so bright, so kind, a greater soul we'll rarely find. O Valliappa sir, we sing for your name, a life of love, a heart of flame, a builder, guide, a legend known. With every step your light has shone. May joy and peace forever stay with you and family every day. This day we rise to sing with pride, for you our star, our nation's guide. Through educational institutions wide, he gave us strength, he stood with pride. A transformative leader, firm and bold, he turned young dreams to dreams of gold. From spinning looms to digital skies, he saw the future in every rise. With courage, faith and love so deep, he sowed the seeds we'll always keep. A philanthropist, a soul so rare, a wonderful human being always there. and now we stand, our hearts aglow to thank you more than words can show. I think summarizing all his qualities, now the song, please sing the song.
He dreamed beyond what eyes could see. A visionary, bold, forever free. With tireless heart and steady pace, he built a world, he shaped a place. A doyen of industry and education true. He lit the path for me and you. A lighthouse of so bright, so kind. A greater soul will readily find. Oh, Valliappa, sir, we sing your name. Life of love, heart of flame. You'll be legend known. With every step your light has shone. Joy and peace forever stay. You stop. KNO institutions wide. He gave us strength. He stood with pride, a transformative leader. Oh, dreams of prosperity. Skies, he saw our future. With courage, valor, philanthropist, a soul so rare, a wonderful human being, always there. Now we stand, our hearts aglow. Thank you more than words can show. Life of
The stomach crawls and the dinner calls. Thank you for your patience. The program will continue for felicitation. Before we conclude the session or the truly inspiring evening, I warmly invite you to join us for the dinner with the drinks and the cocktail. where you can continue the conversation and kindly the felicitation still remains. The conversation and connections have to be made the evening so memorable. For those who would like to take home a copy of Sona Story, it is available for purchase at the desk outside the hall. You may also order it online from Amazon at your convenience. Additionally, if you wish to have a copy personally signed by Sri C. Valliappa, he will be available shortly at the designated signing area. We would be delighted to inscribe a message for you.
Yeah, yeah.